Welcome to part 3 of my winter plant update series. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2 yet, make sure to click on the links below. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the plants living outside of my greenhouse. Here are my Whalefin Sansevieria plants, which I originally got as one whole plant in August of 2019. I decided to separate the leaves, divide the plant so that I can have more plants like this, and then pot them up in different pots. And so now, this is what they're looking like. They have already grown new leaves, and this one right here is the biggest leaf that have grown under my care, and I'm so proud of this leaf. This is the picture of this leaf when it started growing in September 2020 and then October 2020, and then this is what it's looking like right now. Here are some of the new leaves when they were growing. I don't have a picture of each one of them, but this is what they looked like before and now. Here's what's left of my Lithops plant, but before I tell you about what's happening here, I want to go back to how it all started, what this plant looked like when I first bought it. I got this plant February of 2020 and I didn't water this plant at all. This plant started growing babies in April and continued through June. But in July, I noticed some molds forming, and it might have been because I placed this plant near some of my moisture-loving plants which I spray every now and then. And so I removed it from this location, and I removed it from the pot and then just removed some of the plants or the leaves. I don't know what these are called, but I removed the parts which had molds in them, and then I just individually placed them in separate pots. So we're now back in present time, and I started watering these plants when the old leaves have dried, and as you can see here, some of the leaves are, I don't know what's happening to them, they're drying up, but even when I water them, they continue to dry up. I water these sparingly, so I'm sure I have not overwatered these. So if you have any tips on how to take care of Lithops, then just comment down below. Here's an update on my snake plant soil propagation, which I have a video on if you would like to check that out. I try to gently pull each leaf and they seem to have roots formed already, except for this one right here, which is very loose. I'm not gonna give up on this one yet, so I'm just gonna leave it there. This is my Philodendron Brazil, which I got in July of 2019. This plant has grown so long already. I've done a propagation on this, and if you would like to check out the video, just click the link in the description below. Sometimes I see some yellowing old leaves every now and then, but that's fine. This plant is still growing. But at the bottom part, as you can see here, the roots have grown so long, and this one needs repotting soon. Here is my cylindrical, which has not changed since I got this, but this one also needs to be repotted because the roots are growing out of the pot already, so another repotting. This is one of my newer plants which I just got in the year 2020. This one is called a Variegated weeping fig tree, or a Ficus Benjamina Varigata. I love the stem on this plant because it's twisted, it looks so cool, and I also like the leaves. I love the coloring, the variegation on the leaves. Do you have a plant like this one? Here's a plant that my friend gave me, and she said that this was called a Dania, but I don't know if that's the same with a zebra plant. But the thing about this plant is it's so hard to keep all the leaves in the plant, because I've had this one before and the leaves at the bottom of the plant keep on falling. And maybe it's about the moisture or about my watering, because I do sometimes forget to water this, so it might be my mistake. Here's one that's not really a plant, but I would still want to showcase in this video because I forgotten this one for many times, but it's still alive. I just change the water every now and then, and it's still green. Here's my spider plant, which I got in 2019, and during that time this plant was really happy. It was growing. You can see the difference here in 1 month. But in 2020 I noticed that there are a lot of yellowing leaves. At first I thought maybe those were just old leaves, but then the rate of the yellowing was really fast. It was not normal, so I knew then that this plant wasn't happy and there's something wrong. So I repotted this plant because I thought maybe the roots need more room to grow, and then I tried not to overwater this plant. I'm not sure if I underwatered it, but so now I'm still clueless what's happening with this plant. Do you have any clue? Please tell me in the comments below. Here's a quick look at my Monsteras and String of Hearts. I'd say these are surviving but not really thriving. Here's my poor Aglaonema, which I might have overwatered. Here's my watermelon peperomia, which looked like this when I got it. I'm really sorry, honey. But my plant friend Myra actually warned me about this plant, and she was right. This plant is really so hard to keep alive, but that's part of plant parenting. Sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes we just learn and then just buy a new one and just try again. Those are all the plant updates that I have for you. If you enjoyed watching this video and looking at the progress of my plants, then click the like button and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified of my next video. See you in my next one. Happy gardening!